And welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Madisonville Marine. Right now, through October 14th, you can get a $1,500 instant rebate on select models of Skeeter Performance fishing boats. Madisonville Marine always has great deals on Yamaha outboard motors as well. Check them out this week, Madisonville Marine. All right, in the next segment, we're going to talk about how the SEC bungled the Florida LSU thing and whether or not they'll get that thing fixed, or is Tennessee going to be facing a bit of an uphill climb with regards to what Florida's schedule looks like. But first, rapid fire questions for these guys, about 30 seconds each. We'll actually take it maybe 60, but here we go. Will Overstreet, I'll start with you. Two terrific pass rushers yesterday. You're a former NFL defensive end. Who made more money? Myles Garrett, who went out there and had a good game and wasn't 100%, or Derek Barnett, who took things over at time? Who made more money?
Made more money as far as improving their stock in the draft was definitely Barnett. Here's why. Not because of the pass rush, but because on one play, you covered a wide receiver. You motioned out with him and ran with him and kept him from getting the ball. The next play I'd like to point out was on the other side of the field from where you were lined up. You tackled the running back on a sweep 15 yards downfield. So that showed your ability to hustle, to continue after the play, and that you had the speed to make that play. That was unbelievable in those two plays. His ability as a pass rusher to change the game is documented on tape. His draft stock's not going to go up any more than that. Those two plays, though, show maybe even a 3-4 defense. That guy can play outside linebacker for us.
There you go. All right, David Ligon. The offensive line had question marks before the season. The tight ends, on the other hand, they were expected to be a positive for this team. If picking a most disappointing position so far, I'm going with tight ends because your tight ends haven't blocked consistently, haven't caught the ball consistently, and other than that, that's kind of what they're on scholarship to do. So I give the offensive line a bit of a pass because there were question marks there to begin with. I think the most disappointing unit from expectations to now is tight end. Do you agree or disagree?
I think I could agree with that. I'd also throw in there, and kind of along the same lines as some of the receiving core. You know, we look at the talent level out there. I don't see the breakaway from coverage, big plays down the field. There have been a few, but not as much as I would like. But you're right. The tight ends, what we've seen here, we've seen a lot of drop balls. You know, some of the pressure on the quarterback that gets blamed on the offensive line has been from the tight end position and sometimes that's a mismatch of putting a guy against an elite pass rusher. But you're on scholarship to block that guy. You got to get it done eventually. So, but you're right. I probably would have earlier this year leaned towards the offensive line just because it was such a mess. But they are starting to improve the tight end group. Not seeing that yet.
Yeah. All right. Kyler Kerbyson, the defense looked gassed in the fourth quarter, and really the first time all year. Their conditioning, they've been great through 4 quarters. Yesterday, they looked gassed, but I want to ask you this. Can you chalk some of that up to the fact that you've now had so much attrition? I don't know what kind of substitutions you're able to even do. When you're down to, you know, no knock on Elliott Berry, but Elliott Berry's in there replacing Cortez McDowell, who replaced Jalen Reeves-Maybin. Once you get to a certain point, you can't just say, hey, water boy, get in here for a play or two. Yeah. So how much of them looking gassed ties back to substitutions?
A lot of it. I mean, there's a lot of guys out, and they really have to depend on backups. And in the game when Mosley went out and they had to put the third string guy in, they went deep on him right away. So, you know, and this Texas A&M team, I mean, they're up tempo. They're legit up tempo. We haven't played a team that's like that so far in the season. So defense had to, you know, play a little bit harder, play a little bit faster than they're used to. So that definitely was a reason why they retired in the fourth quarter. I mean, 45 points, that's a lot. And they had a lot of offense yesterday.
Sterling, I'm going to give you, we're at the hurry up, so I'm going to give you a question here, a true or false question.
Okay.
It's both of them together. See, I think one of them when you would say false, but now I'm forcing you to where you're probably going to have to say true. We'll see. You can't split it. You can't Cavalera it.
Okay.
True or false, until UT cleans up the turnovers, they can lose to any SEC team still on the schedule. And as long as they fight the way they fight, they can beat any remaining SEC team on their schedule. True or false, those things together?
Those things together, they both are absolutely true. But I tell you what, the fight overcomes turnovers.
There's your butt. We had to have the butt going.
I mean, when you got two questions, I mean, you got to bring them together. It's always a team thing. No I in team. But I'm saying, the deal is this. You know, even the leadership of the examples that Jalen Hurts set. You figure all the fumbles that we had while he was in there. Who picked those fumbles up?
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts. One of them got us a win in the game. That leadership and that non-quit, I do not quit attitude probably was the fueling force behind Malik Foreman's play yesterday, so they didn't score the touchdown.
Great play.
I'm just saying, these things are happening with our team. It's something to be proud of.
I agree. I think, look, it's my statement, so I agree with it.
Yeah.
If you fight the way you fight, I think you can absolutely go toe-to-toe with Alabama. At the same time, for people saying they can't lose to South Carolina, Missouri, fumble it 5 times and get back to me. Yeah, I think you want to turn the ball over 6, 7 times a game. Yeah, you can lose. You can make those tight games. So got to clean up one, but the other one does help clean it. When we get wax on, wax off. When we come back, has the SEC commissioner stepped on Smokey's tail? We'll debate whether or not Tennessee is going to get hosed by the league. Come on back.